Hi, welcome to Talking and Reading from Japan. I'm your host, Hidemi Woods. Here, I'm reading some episodes from the books that I wrote and talk about it or anything that I feel like talking here. I hope you enjoy with me. Today, I'm gonna read an episode from one of my books titled An Old Tree in Kyoto. Today's episode is about my late grandfather's tenure as a chair of the local chrysanthemums association. It's called the Crown Prince Photograph. The Crown Prince Photograph. Besides growing chrysanthemums in the front yard of our house as a hobby, my grandfather had been a chair of a local chrysanthemum association for a long time. He organized exhibitions and displays and gave lectures. He enjoyed his post immensely as he was quite an egotist. One day, 2 officials of the association came up to our house. They looked grave and were apparently bringing some bad news. They asked my grandfather to step down as the chair. The reasons were his old age and his too long tenure. That infuriated my grandfather. He yelled at them and refused strongly. 2 officials begged on their knees, bowing so deeply that their foreheads touched the floor, which showed how much they wanted him to resign. It was the time when the National Athletic Meet was being held in my hometown soon, and that was going to be the biggest display of chrysanthemums for the association. The Crown Prince was to come, and it would be the greatest honor to my grandfather to have the prince look at his organized decorations. It was out of the question to him to step down with the event he had longed for coming. After a long argument, he reluctantly consented on condition he stepped down after the meet. They also reluctantly accepted his condition and left. He repeatedly said they had some nerve because he couldn't believe someone dared ask for his resignation. He took charge of chrysanthemum decorations at the meet as his last work as a chair. Until he died, a framed photograph of the Crown Prince at the meet had hung on the wall of his room. That was today's episode. As I have talked here for several times before, I'm from quite a big family. There were 6 members in total. To be precise, until I was 9 years old, there had been 7 because my uncle lived with us until he got married and left the house. So basically, there were six of us, my grandparents and my parents and my sister and I. As a Japanese old custom in a rural area, especially farmers, which it was also our family's occupation back then. Firstborn boy remained in the house where parents lived, even after he got married and had a wife. So it was the custom we continued generation after generation. So my father had no choice, was the long-lasted custom of my family. So it was so natural for him to leave his parents after his marriage. And I was born and my sister was born. So we lived, all of us lived under one roof together. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we got along well, because there was some tension in the house always, because for my mother, she was living with a bunch of strangers. So, and especially my grandparents were hard to be with. They were quite stubborn and strict, and they had tight rule in the family. So, and especially my grandfather was a big egotist, and he was a king of the family, and no one opposed him. It was impossible for us to complain or oppose or anything, tell anything negative to him. We were just living like a bunch of servants for him. We cringed because we were all scared of him, as he was his tight reign of the family scared us all. And he lost his father. My grandfather lost his father quite young. So he was the man of the house when he was young. So he had been that position for a long time. So he was used to being treated like a king of the family. So he became a kind of a dictator because no one opposed him. No one had courage to talk back to him. And he believed it was the way to rule the family, to make it go on. So it was his natural way. And we just followed his way. And he facilitated his way to his other social life. As I read today's episode, he really liked to be a leader of anything. He needed to be a leader anywhere he participated. So this local chrysanthemum association, he was a chair, and he enjoyed his tenure so much. Besides the chair of the Chrysanthemums Association, he was also a chair of the local senior citizen club. And I don't remember precisely, but he had other positions as a chair of some local clubs or associations or meetings or anything, I guess. And but this Chrysanthemum Association was the biggest one for him, because the member, it had quite a lot of members in the association, and he was the chair of that association, who controlled many events in Kyoto relating to chrysanthemums, and he instructed those ways of decorations and displays, and it was the big task, but he loved it. But he got older, and the association members wanted him to step down, and eventually he quit. But he didn't concede his tenure for the athletic event in Kyoto, which was the one of the biggest events in Kyoto then. And he really, really wanted to participate that event as a chair of the association, because the crown prince would come. He wasn't such a big fan of the royal family of Japan, but that for that event, he was sort of obsessed with the crown prince suddenly, and he just wanted him to see his decorations, because for him it had become his event. It was basically it was the athletic event for athletes, but he just forgot about it. For him, it was just the event for his chrysanthemums. And my family was a little bit weird in a way, because our family wasn't interested in the royal family of Japan. Actually, as for me, I hated the emperor or the royal family, but I shouldn't say out loud this, because in Japan, if you criticize the royal family so fiercely, the right-wing people might come to your house and burn it down. So it's dangerous. So I shouldn't have said that. But I've just said it, so what I don't know. Let's keep my fingers crossed not for bad things to happen to me. Anyway, it's a joke. Anyway, when I lived with him in the same house, because of his character I explained, I really hated him. As a child, I always felt he was a disturbance for me. I wished I had lived just with my parents and my sister. So actually, I really hated to live with him. He was a scary man for me. But it's funny that when I decided to be a musician and to leave home, he was the only one who agreed with me. He was the one who let me go, let me give it a try to become a musician. I still don't know why he allowed me to do so, because he had never allowed my father to do anything he wanted to do for his life. But for me, he let me what I wanted, and he cheered for me. So for that reason, I owed him. And that time I thought I misunderstood him in a way. And although I really hated him when I was a child, when he passed away, I was sad, and now I really miss him. It's funny. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you come back soon here and join me again. If you are interested in my music or more of what I wrote, please go to hidemiwoods.com, where everything I made, created, I wrote was put up. So it's hidemiwoods.com, HIDEMY woods.com. Well, thanks for listening again. I'm Hidemi Woods. Until next time, take care and be well.